Guess what? Two of the most notorious sad girls of our time have written books of poetry. This video is going to compare and contrast Violet Bent Backward Over the Grass by Lana Del Rey and Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox. I'll be going through the books, sharing my favorite parts, and assigning points for things I think are hits and things I think are misses. At the end, I'll tally them up and we will have a winner. So strap in, there are going to be a lot of candy metaphors. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that yes, I'm using library books for this video. Support your local library and watch till the end to find out if I'd actually buy one of these books. In case you're not familiar with Megan Fox or Lana Del Rey, here is a quick primer. Megan Fox is an actress best known for being one of the hottest women in the universe. Her biggest movies are Transformers and Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen. Megan's most iconic role is probably Jennifer from the 2009 film Jennifer's Body. She plays a man-eating succubus. It's also the role she's most proud of. She was married to Beverly Hills 90210 actor Brian Austin Green from 2010 to 2020, and they have 3 kids. She's currently dating the controversial rapper slash rocker slash, I don't know, tall guy known as Machine Gun Kelly, aka Colson Baker. Pretty Boys Are Poisonous is Megan's first book. Hello, hi, it's me. I'm one of Lana Del Rey's top fans. Yes, that's right. I am a verified top fan of Lana Del Rey. That doesn't mean I stan each and everything she does, but it does mean that I listened to A&W approximately 1,300 times last year. Lana Del Rey is a singer, songwriter, and artist who debuted in 2012 with her Baroque pop album Born to Die. To date, she's completed 9 studio albums. Her biggest hits are Summertime Sadness and Young and Beautiful from the Great Gatsby soundtrack. Lana Del Rey loves Americana, femininity, and men. She also famously put a hex on Donald Trump. Up first is Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox. Okay, this book is killer. I loved it. I know Megan Fox has her haters and she's done some blunders, and like with Lana, I don't 100% stand everything she's ever said and done, but I thought this was a really great book. In an interview, Megan says she was inspired by the book To Make Monsters Out of Girls by Amanda Lovelace. The books are strikingly similar in format, tone, and style, and they both explore the theme of finding independence after an abusive relationship. Even though Amanda is a more established poet, I actually liked Megan's book better because I think it had a little bit more hope and variety and could speak to more people coming from that situation. In the intro, Megan says, "This book is for anyone who has given much more than they received, or for anyone who struggles to believe they deserve to be heard. This book is also for me because I deserve better." This book is definitely moody and about some serious violence, but there's also a healthy dose of dark comedy. Here's what you can expect. I prefer the agonizing psychological abuse of this trauma bond to the prosaic tedium of a regular life. Just please don't actually kill me, because then it will be over and I'm addicted to suffering. Like every woman, they refuse to listen to my words. Instead, they criticize the shape of my mouth as I speak to them. Our therapist asks us to close our eyes, imagine ourselves old at the end of our lives. He asks, "Is this, your beloved, the person who's holding your hand as you die?" Eagerly you say, "Yes, yes, it's me that's holding your hand." It's sunset and I'm there, smiling, weeping, as I release you after our very long, joyful life together, back to the universe. Now it's my turn to answer. I realize that no, it's not you holding my hand as I die. It's a nurse named Kathy, because you stopped at a bar to listen to a bunch of college girls tell you that they grew up listening to your music. They tell you that you're a legend, your eyes sparkle as you live through their giggles and lip gloss. And now I take my last breath with Kathy. She will not smile, she will not weep. She will check the time as her shift ends in 11 minutes. There are some pretty damning poems in this book, and Megan's had some high-profile romances, which begs the question, who are these poems about? Megan went on record saying she's only been married once,
but I've been engaged multiple times.
She's very professional about not naming names, but hinted that To Marry an Arsonist is about Machine Gun Kelly because of the line, "My twin flame."
There's only one person I call my twin flame.
When I was reading this book, I thought most of the poems had to be about Brian Austin Green because they were together on and off for 17 years since Megan was 18 and he was 30. But when I was reading Oxycodone and Tequila, probably the most graphic and shocking poem, I realized the abuser's profile really fit FKA Twigs' description of Shia LaBeouf. In her 2021 Elle cover story, which I still think is one of the bravest interviews I've ever read, FKA Twigs describes the intimate partner violence she experienced during her relationship with Shia LaBeouf after they met on the set of his film Honey Boy. Both the poem and the article mention the same flavor of physical, verbal, and psychological abuse. I won't go into specifics, but I highly encourage you to read the poem and the article. Megan and Shia had a secret relationship while filming Transformers. If any of these poems are about Shia, I wish Megan would call him out. FKA Twigs is suing him for relentless abuse, and I want her to win. Shia LaBeouf is a known abuser with a history of violence, and yet he's somehow immune to cancellation. In fact, I see him getting more positive attention than I do negative attention. I know mental illness is complicated, but he's had so many chances, he has not changed, and he's almost murdered people, for crying out loud. But whatever, it's Megan's art, and I guess it's her prerogative who to protect and who to expose. In any case, I think it's safe to say that Pretty Boys Are Poisonous isn't about any one man. Megan's been treated like dirt by lots of men. But I don't want to get stuck in the weeds too much. Let's get back to the art. I will admit not every single poem is a winner, and I would understand if you found them cringe, but I liked them. I give Pretty Boys Are Poisonous 50 points for having absolutely killer poems. I am going to nitpick the physical book a little bit. There are a lot of white pages in this $30 book. Let's start with the cover. I like the iconography of the mouth with the lip ring and the snake, but the snake is like going through the whole back of the mouth. It doesn't make any anatomical sense, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm looking at a bad anatomy tattoo on Ink Master. The book also includes illustrations by Japanese-American artist Audrey Kawasaki, who makes paintings on wood. But the black and white reprints of the paintings are kind of awkward because you can see the wood grain on the paper, which is just something that kind of bugs me. I think it looks a little bit tacky. The ones without the wood grain definitely do a lot better. But again, for an almost $30 book, I would like to see some color, especially because these paintings are really stunning in color. So let's say minus 10 points for the half-assed book design. But overall, I found Pretty Boys Are Poisonous very moving and very hopeful. I think I read it in an hour and I could not put it down. Overall, Pretty Boys Are Poisonous gets 40 points. Let's see if Lana gets more. In many ways, Lana's book is the opposite of Pretty Boys Are Poisonous. Megan has a poem that says, "I hate men 7 times, but Lana loves men." This is a book about Lana and the absolute knots she ties herself in over men. It came out in 2020, and you probably recognize its name because this is the book that caused the Lana Del Rey pandemic mask scandal. It's 35 poems, 45 photographs, and 6 glorious oil paintings by Erica Lee Sears. Okay, as a product, this book knocks Megan's book out of the park. It is a physically beautiful book. The poems are all typed out on textured paper with little handwritten notes, and the photographs are rich and vintagey and just the right amount of amateur, and they're placed perfectly, like you read a poem about Lana's yard hedge, and then there's a picture of the hedge right there on the next page. There's a little exercise in the back where you see a painting opposite some lined paper, so you can write your own poems, which I thought was a really lovely invitation. Honestly, the only place this book design loses points is for the horrible iPhone selfie of Lana on the back. So let's give Violet 25 points for having a gorgeous book design and minus 5 points for the iPhone selfie. I did not think the poems were that great. I say this book is the opposite of Pretty Boys Are Poisonous because where Pretty Boys Are Poisonous feels like a careful collection of secrets someone's been carrying around for a lifetime, Violet bent backwards over the grass seems like whatever was in Lana's head during the 3 months or so it took her to write it. It's very fleeting, very light, it feels very specific and very personal, and none of the poems really stuck with me. I don't even know if they were all worth writing down. This poem is printed 3 times in the book.
My life is my poetry. My lovemaking is my legacy. My thoughts are not for sale. They're about nothing and beautiful and for free.
And all the poems are basically different versions of this one. My favorite poems were the haikus, just because they seemed a little more crafted. I also really liked this poem called Sugarfish. It goes like this. Dodger Stadium Slurpee, white confection in the sea, powder waves froth over me. A fortune teller once told me, do things you think are sweet, and a sweet man is sure to follow. So I made a bath that night out of honey. I will admit these poems work better when read out loud, especially when read out loud by Lana, which makes me think that they maybe should be songs? I'll give her 6 points for the free verse poems and 10 points for the haikus, 1 for each haiku. There was one thing about this book that really shocked me. Lana uses a lot of specific locations, business names, street numbers, geographic markers, where she lives, and grocery shops, and hangs out. Don't tell us that you're in your blue truck in the parking lot of the Vons in Pacific Palisades. People can find you there. Sugarfish specifically names the Sugarfish sushi restaurant in Brentwood. You can Google that and know exactly where it is. In 2022, someone smashed into Lana Del Rey's car and stole her laptop, hard drives, and her video camera. And when she addressed this, she told us in the Instagram Live that it had happened in Melrose Place. So it could maybe happen there again. On one hand, I love how Lana ties her dream world to a sense of place. But on the other, I'm not surprised someone literally smashed into her car. They probably knew exactly where to find it. Minus 30 points for not practicing internet safety, Lana. Let's tally the points and see who won. Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass gets 20 points for being a gorgeous book, 16 points for the actual poems, minus 30 points for being a stalker's paradise, and minus 100 points for that ridiculous mask scandal. The winner is Megan. I did promise I would tell you if I would actually buy one of these books at the end of this video. And the answer is, if Megan's book were like $15, I would absolutely buy it. As it stands, I would probably, if I saw it in a bookstore, be more likely to buy Lana's book just because it's nicer and the spine is prettier, and that's really important to me. I think I'm pretty happy that I checked them both out from the library, to be honest. If you read either of these books, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Did you like Lana's book better? Did you like Megan's book better? Why? And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps support me and the channel. And I'm trying to bring y'all a new video every other Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Cheers.